Welcome everybody to Intensity Broadcasting's iOS Cup Series here at iRacing Superspeedway. This is the season opener here. I'm Josh Hall, and you're watching us here on Facebook, and on Twitter, on Twitch, on YouTube, and on ERTV. So we thank you very much for joining us tonight, as we're getting ready to kick off the season here in the iOS series. A few big changes, a few team changes, a couple different looks out there on track as we see the 12. Brett Merle making his way around the track right now. iRacing Superspeedway, a very, very unique track. Yes, Dean, I'm by myself. I apologize for that quick mess up on the screen. My time in scoring did decide to crash, but I'm getting it back up by myself here. Yes, I'm looking forward to seeing how these guys race here at iRacing Superspeedway. So we've got some numbers all messed up and some drivers all messed up. We'll get this all handled out here as we get set here, qualified. Take a look at Brett Merle Jr. And we're kicking off Season 3 here in the iOS series tonight. So it should be an exciting one here. iRacing Superspeedway, a fantasy track, if you will. If those of you that raced in NASCAR racing, NR3 2003, remember Coca-Cola Superspeedway, which is what this is. Cody Moore currently at the top of the board, and I have a feeling that my trading paints is not up to date, so I do apologize for that. All sorts of issues. Should we take a poll on how many cautions, Dean? That's going to be a good question. Yep. So yeah, we do not have the right paint jobs right now, so I'm working on getting those up and correct for you. Colton Kinsey says 7 cautions tonight. Max McClure says 6. There we go. Now we got the right car out there for Cody Moore. Again, Team Cyclone. How many races are they going to win this year? Let's see if Stephen Black can turn his luck around this season. Let's see what else we got out there. We got Brian Newty. I know that's not the right paint job for him as well, so my paints are still currently refreshing. Bailey Jones finishing her lap. She's currently 9th. Colin Willems up into the pole position currently. Dustin Dean out on track right now. There's my paints refreshing in that Dean iDesign machine. Currently in the 17th place. And iRacing Superspeedway, very interesting track. It's almost 3 miles in length. Paperclip shaped. See Dustin Dean going way down to the inside there. Oh! And getting stuck in the top of the fence. That's impressive. Should be an interesting one tonight. It's fast track. Speeds of excess of 230 miles an hour. Unrestricted these cars are going to be. So we're going to see some wild and crazy drafting. Some great runs on these cars that they're going to get. Currently, Stony Benfield up into the 5th spot. Good qualifying attempt for him. Brian Newty. There's the right paint job for Newty. Up into the 5th spot now. Bumping Stony Benfield. See Eddie Morris out on track. Witt up to the 14th spot. Trying to see all these brand new paint jobs out there tonight. You got David Wright graduating from the Truck Series up into the Cup Series this year. And that 84 Remington truck, or car, excuse me. Newcomer to the league, Brian Dees, in the 27. Making his first laps right now. Sylvan going out there making his qualifying laps, and much different looking Napa truck than we're used, or car, excuse me. I don't know why I keep saying truck. It's the first race this season. It's been a couple of weeks off for me, so bear with me as I get my bearings. Building a very different looking NASCAR or a Napa car tonight. Michael Lawrence says, let's go in the chat. Michael currently sitting P9. As it looks like we got just a few more minutes, about 2.5 minutes left of qualifying. We do have a couple cars that have not taken times yet. See Isaiah Gill coming out on track. And that birthday cake machine. Much different look than we're used to seeing out of him as well. So some new faces and new places. As I mentioned, we got a little different format now with the teams. Gonna have a little team championship action going on as well. Which will be different and a little bit more involved with the teams here. You know, you've got Cyclone Racing, Sylvan Seguin, Blake Hensley, Colton Kinsey, Brandon White. Operators Racing with TJ Floyd, Mike Rentz, Michael White, Isaiah Gill. Intensity Racing, that's Joe. I'm looking at the Truck Series instead of the Cup Series. I apologize. So the Cyclone Racing, Stephen Black, Blake Hensley, Cody Moore, Bailey Jones. Operators is TJ Floyd, Will Witt, Michael White, Isaiah Gill. Intensity is going to be Joe Wright, Logan Hagerman, Eddie Morris, and Brett Merle. Stick It Racing, Austin Blaylock, Nick Iomo, Chris Wheeler. Team Mays is Kyle Mays, Todd Mays, and Bobby Mays. Carolina Sim is Greg Froenig, Michael Provolt, Dakota Camper, Derek Chaput. Apex with Dustin Dean, Colin Willems, Craig Schroeder, Josh Maxwell. Of course, Two Pedals, One Clutch. Brian Nudi's team was Brian Nudi, Brandon White, Michael Lawrence, and Brandon Merle Jr. Secondhand Racing, Stoney Benfield, Max McClure, Will Cloud, Russell Martin. And then the team of Brian Dees and Sylvan Zacoin, yet to have a name. Sylvan having a great run, though. Currently up in the 10th position. Still out there making some laps with about 10 seconds left in qualifying before we grid them up and get ready to go racing here at iRacing Superspeedway. So let's take a look at our grid tonight. And on pole tonight, Colin Willems in the 17 for Apex Racing. Outside of him will be Cody Moore in the 52. Then newcomer Brian Dees starting third. Cannon Cyphers in the 31. He'll be rolling off fourth. Brett Merle in the 23. He'll be rolling off in the 5th position. And we'll see Brian Nudi in 6th. That's going to be row 3. Row 4 is going to see Stoney Benfield and Dustin Dean. Chris Wheeler in the 22. Starting 9th with Sylvan Seguin in the 10th spot. Michael Lawrence in the 47. Starting in the 11th spot with Eddie Morris on the outside of him to make up row number 6. Logan Hagerman in the 7. Starting 13th with Russell Martin in the 15, starting in the 14th spot. Joseph Wright in the 15th spot with Daniel Mickle on the outside of him in row 8. Row 9, Will Witt in the 35 and Bailey Jones in the 88. Then Brian Merle Jr. in the 74 and Michael Provolt will round out row number 10. Bobby Mays and Steve Black will be row number 11 with Isaiah Gill and Greg Froelich in row 12. Then David Wright in the 84. He'll be starting 25th with Nick Mather to the outside of him in 26th. Derek Chaput in 37. He'll be 27th with Mike Fuller Jr. rounding out the 28th spot. Kyle Mays in the 55 will be 29th. And Blake Hensley will round out your 15th row. Then Todd Mays in the 25. Josh Maxwell in the 69. Then Max McClure and Brandon White will round out your field tonight here at iRacing Superspeedway. Got a little bit of the race info again. Track just under 3 miles long. It's going to be a warm one though here. 115 degree track temperature, 81 degrees on the air temperature here. And the bot squad in full effect already. Corley Mather says, let's go Nick Mather. Go Nick and Colin. Mickle Fox says, Brian Des, the Soul Snatcher. And then Mike Fuller, hello from the 12 Carl first race of this series. Mike, it's great to have you here, and looking forward to this race here at iRacing Superspeedway. Looks like we got some cars that have some issues getting rolling here. Eddie Morrison, the 47 of Michael Lawrence, having some issues getting rolling. So before the green flag even flies, already a couple cars with a little bit of damage. So these guys will have 2 extra sets of tires tonight. We'll see if tires come into effect here at iRacing Superspeedway. As the pace car is getting ready to take that hard left-hand turn onto pit road. Colin Williams leads them down to the starting line. Green flags in the air. We're racing here at iRacing Superspeedway in the iOS Cup Series for the first time in Season 3. And a great jump for the front row as everybody's kind of scattering and figuring everything out towards the back. But Colin Williams is going to take the lead here going into turn number 1. High banks, wide track. You can easily run 5, 6, 7 wide here. These guys aren't going to really do that, but they can. As we already see a little further back, everybody's kind of settling down, actually. Everybody's kind of single file right now. Double file a little further back. No 3 wide yet. You see a little further back here, Joe Wright on the back bumper of his teammate, Eddie Morris. Eddie got a little bit of damage on the front bumper there from hitting the wall. Looks like Joe Wright's got a little bit of a push here from Daniel Mickle. Let's take a look at these speeds as I was mentioning. Back here in the draft, 244 miles an hour as they come down the front stretch and into the corner. Oh, we got one around up front here. Checking up hard. Yellow flag is out, and this is a big one on lap 2. Man, that's definitely not what you wanted to see here. As we get our first wreckage rewind. Whoop. I have too many images up there. See if we can see exactly what happened here, as there's quite a bit going on here. I think it started. No, it's a lot to digest. Bear with me just a second as I try to figure out exactly where this started. Bear with me just a moment more as I try to figure out. As I mentioned, a lot to digest here, and I think I found it. Yep, this starts with the 22 and 75 making a little bit of contact with each other here in the corner. That's a 22 of Chris Wheeler. And the 75 of Stony Benfield. Catch a little bit of Blake Hensley, but Blake's able to get on by. You see Dustin Dean going around on the high side. And then Brian Nudie gets up in the wall, a 66 of Civil Seguin. And again, when you're doing 240 miles an hour, it's just not a whole lot you can do. They all just start piling into each other. We saw Joe Wright slowed down enough to avoid it and then got run over from the back, which is no fault of his own, but a lot of cars tore up in that one. But up front still, Colin Willems is your leader. So yeah, that happened back around the 14th spot, and looks like it collected pretty much everybody behind that. They do have one fast repair tonight. We'll see most of these guys coming off a pit road with brand new cars. Due to it being a super speedway, there might be two fast repairs, but I believe these guys only have one tonight. The lights on the pace car are still on. And we do have the chat open for you guys on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitch, wherever you're watching tonight. Don't be afraid to chat in. Let us know who you're pulling for tonight. I see one person watching on Twitch, 7 people over on YouTube, 14 people on the Facebook. Let us know who you're pulling for tonight. As the lights on the pace car are off, we're going to get back rolling here at the end of this lap. With Colin Willems on the inside and the 52 of Cody Moore on the outside. And Brian Dees in that Marvel machine in third. Brett Merle in the 23 in the 4th spot. And Blake Hensley. No, I'm sorry, it's Gannon Cyphers in the 31. My mistake. And Dustin Dean. Round out your 3rd row. 4th row is Bailey Jones, Bobby Mays. And 5th row, Nick Mathers and Derek Chaput. And this isn't your typical super speedway racing. As I mentioned, these guys do not have restrictor plates on these cars. They do have the high downforce package, so they have the restrictor plate aero package. So they're punching a big hole in the air. But they're unrestricted, and that's why we're seeing speeds of 245 miles an hour in the draft. And at those speeds, you just don't have time to react as the pace car pulls off. Colin Williams leads him back to the restart line. Green flag's back in the air. We're rolling again here at iRacing Superspeedway, and again, pretty even start between Colin Williams and Cody Moore. Cody's trying to duck down in behind him, trying to get that draft here. And yeah, you can bump draft with these cars, but as fast as you're going, you really only want to do it on the straightaway, not something you want to do. As we see Max McClure dropping down onto the apron, falling to the back, which might be a smart move here, as we saw the field just come flying by, and might be a safe move here. And you see Cody Moore all over the back bumper of Colin Williams here. Cody's going to look for the lead here. He's got a little bit of help here from Brian Dees right behind him in that 21 machine, or 23 machine, excuse me, 27. That's what it is. A little further back, we see these guys mixing it up back here. Logan Hagerman, Blake Hensley. Blake is in the 34 machine on the ticker, 31 machine on the track. That's why I got confused earlier. There is two 31s on the track. Now we got a little bit of a three-car train up here at the front. Here comes Brett Merle in that fourth spot trying to catch these guys. And you see the abrupt transition off the corner and into the corner here. And that really plays havoc on these cars. It's really easy to get loose. Great shots of just how long this track really is. And again, 240 miles an hour into the corners. And again, you'll see how drastic the banking falls off there as those cars almost go up a hill coming onto the straightaway. As we ride along here with Colin Williams. You see our leader now, 238. Cody Moore gets right up to his bumper there. Gives him a big bump. Dustin Dean looking to the high side all by himself there. No help. And I don't think that's going to work for him very well. Get stuck back there. Bailey Jones is going to go right on around him as he's got no help. And then a little further back, Stephen Black is leading this next pack. Stephen Black, Blake Hensley, Logan Hagerman, Nick Mathers. As they're three wide in the back. That's Derek Chaput, Russell Martin, and the 84 of Dave Wright. A little further back, everybody's just not really lined up here. They're trying to get lined up a little bit. That's Will Witt and Josh Maxwell. Looks like Eddie Morris, who is a lap down in this group right here, trying to get his way back up to the front. But right now, your leaders, single file for the most part. Looked like a little bit of a push up there, try to keep the cars cool. Try to get a little air on the nose. Oh, yellow is out. Seeing what not really sure what brought out the yellow flag. I believe it was the end of the stage, maybe? do apologize. I did not get a list of the stage breaks for this race, so I do apologize. So yes, this is the end of the stage, lap number 10. So yeah, as the race control did throw the flag. So yes, that is the end of the stage. So Colin Willems is going to be your stage winner with Cody Moore second, Brian Dees third, Brett Merle in fourth, Gann Cyphers fifth, Billy Jones, Dustin Dean, Stephen Black, Blake Hensley, and Derek Chaput round out your top 10. So Colin Willems is going to get that very valuable playoff point and 10 points. With Cody Moore getting 9, Brian Dees 8, Brett Merle 7th, all the way back to Logan Hagerman in 10th, getting 1 bonus point. But those points add up there, as it looks like everybody's coming to pit road right now. As we see the field rolling on the pit road. I believe the only ones that are going to stay out are going to be our lap down cars. See everybody up on pit road, getting some tires. Oh, looks like a little gamble here from the 27. Brian Dees, he's going to take fuel only. Same with Brett Merle, Logan Hagerman, Stephen Black. Colin Willems is going to come out 5th. We watch the end of the race off pit road here. So Brian Dees going to be your leader here as this all shakes out. Couple other comments in the chat here. Got Adam and Crystal Baston saying, let's go Mather, number 16. Not as many, it seems like Nick Mather's getting all the love tonight as opposed to Colin tonight. Usually it's Colin that's got all the love in the chat here, but looks like Nick is taking a little bit of Colin's fire away here. As a couple cars are going to take the wave around, which is a smart move up there for them. They could get another quick yellow here and get themselves in position. We've only run about 10 laps. I believe a fuel run is about 22 laps on a tank of fuel here. Big thing though is being able to take your wave around and get all the way around the track, as you can see these guys are just coming down the middle of the backstretch as the wave around cars are just coming off of turn number 4. So Brian Dees is going to lead us back to the restart here. He's going to choose the inside line. Brett Merle in that 23 machine, going to be to his outside. With Logan Hagerman in the 7 machine, rolling up in 3rd. Stephen Black 4th, and Colin Willems falling back to 5th. Stephen Black, Cody Moore in 6th. Gann Cyphers in 7th. Dave Wright, Dustin Dean, and Will Witt are going to make up your top 10 here as the pace car leads the field through turns 3 and 4. We're getting ready to go back green flag racing here. Green flag is back in the air. And a great jump by Brett Merle. Brett actually gets a better jump there than Brian Dees. And yellow flag is back out already. So those guys who just took the wave around in very, very good position, as I believe this is going to be a pretty big one here. I believe it starts with Nick Mather right here on the restart. Oh, yeah, Nick just spins the tires a little bit. Catches Chaput and the 26 there. That's Daniel Michael. And then Greg Froelich involved. Max McClure. See the 74 sliding through there as well. Brian Nudie caught up in this one. The 019 of Brandon White. Sylvain Seguin just sneaking through there. Quite a few cars caught up in this one, unfortunately. So that might end a few. Dayton asked what happened to Isaiah Gill. Isaiah is currently not sure what happened to Isaiah. I think he had some issues at the beginning of the race. He's being scored in the 33rd position. TJ Floyd says he wrecked on lap 1. Don't forget to join us tomorrow night at the same time to watch the iOS Truck Series take on this tricky iRacing Superspeedway. Those trucks should be a blast here. I know I'm looking forward. I'm actually racing in that series starting tomorrow night. And you'll have the call with Atman tomorrow night. And yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how the trucks drive at this place. If it's anything like we're seeing tonight, it's you're gonna want to stay up front or be up front and stay up front to avoid everything behind you. See a couple of wave arounds. That's Eddie Morris. Again, his lucky dog there. A couple cars on pit road. Actually, all the cars on pit road. We see Max McClure coming off pit road. See Brian Merle Jr. coming off pit road. Brian Nudie back there as well. So it does look like these guys did have 2 resets tonight. It looks like some of these guys are officially out of resets. Actually, looking at Nudie's car here, it looks like he he did not have a reset. You're just getting that thing fixed, as that thing is not the way you want to see it here in the Superspeedway, which is nice and clean, like we see Brett Merle's car here. As the lights are off on the pace car, we're going to go green flag racing this time by. As these guys are just about halfway. Take the green on lap 19. Brett Merle, your leader, decides to take the high side this time on Brian Dees. It worked for him last time, and he's got his teammate right behind him as well, of Logan Hagerman. So smart move, lining up with your teammate there. Logan, our Season 2 Truck Series champion. But yeah, he's winless in the Cup Series, so you have to see if maybe he can change his luck around here. Maybe get that one of those intensity cars into victory lane. Not that I'm being biased, but so Brett Merle, Brian Dees, Logan Hagerman, Stephen Black, Colin Williams, Cody Moore fell back to 6th on that last restart. Gan Cyphers, Dave Wright, Bobby Mays, and Dustin Dean, your top 10 as the pace car takes that hard left-hand turn. Green flag's back in the air. Great jump from Merle. You see Logan Hagerman and the rest of the field just caught sleeping as Colin Williams rolls into that 3rd spot. And you see, I believe that's Gan Cyphers just going backwards right now in that Coors Light machine. Do a little side draft in there on Brian Dees. As those front cars do get hooked up. And again, unrestricted cars get back up to speed. 245 miles an hour at the end of the straight. Great little battle here, though. See Dustin Dean trying to make that high side, get a little side draft off that 31 of Garen Cyphers. And he's got a little bit of help behind him, too. Bailey Jones in that 88. Now Bailey's going to tuck down behind David Wright and leave Dustin Dean all by himself on the high side. There goes Blake Hensley around as well. So Dustin Dean's going to fall all the way to the tail of this pack, and looks like he's still falling off a little bit. You see the field really getting single file here. Up front, teammates Brett Merle and Logan Hagerman setting the pace here. And it looks like Cody Moore trying to make some moves here. Saw him squeeze up to the outside, tucks back in. And now the 27 Brandon Dees and Dave Wright jump out to the outside, trying to make that high lane work a little bit, but they're not even hooked up. I think they're going to just have to fall back in line. You see Dees fall back in line. Unfortunately, Dave Wright has to fall all the way to the end there. Dustin Dean down hard to the bottom. Hits that apron, but able to keep it going straight. And that's one thing you do not want to do, is get anywhere near that apron, as I'll just shoot the car around sideways. And Colin Williams to the lead. Looks like those intensity teammates stuck on the outside, and they're going backwards, but here comes a couple more cars to help out. You got the 31 of Blake Hensley coming up to help out behind, along with Dave Wright. Dave's actually fallen off the pack quite a bit here. In danger of losing the draft here. Joe Wright, though, leading the pack behind him. With Will Witt, Michael Lawrence, and Max McClure here in tow. These guys just running some laps here, trying to stay out of the trouble if something was to happen. As we see Dustin Dean trying to make some moves here to get himself back up to the front. Where we see Colin Williams and Stephen Black currently. So Colin Williams in that Apex machine. And then two Cyclone Racing drivers right behind. Bobby Mays in fourth, and Dan Cyphers in fifth. He's coming down the back stretch here. When we cross the line here, we'll be crossing halfway. Again, everybody pretty much single file here. We've got some single file racing here. Why don't we go ahead and pump up the intensity? So while that was going on, we had a battle for the lead here. Colin Willems, a little bit of too wide racing now back here. Or up here at the front, I should say. Top three single file. Brett Merle, the first car on the high side. Oh, Gannon Cyphers, a little bit of contact there with Logan Hagerman. He's able to hold on to it. They saw it looked like the 31, Blake Hensley, get a little contact there and go for a little bit up the hill, but able to hold on to it. Well, that's going on. Blake Hensley falling off the pack. He's able to get Joe Wright in tow. And now we're just starting to see this second pack possibly catching up to the first pack here. Just take a look from the blimp here. Yeah, everybody's starting to get back, single file. A little further back, Dustin Dean trying to make that high side work again. Got a little bit of help this time, though, as Bailey Jones is out there on the high side. Trying to give him a little bit of help here, but he's going to tuck in between those two Intensity Broadcasting cars. Logan Hagerman up to the high side all by himself. Great run, just nobody to help him and nowhere to really take it. He's going to pull down in front of Bailey Jones as they go around the lap cars of Brian Nudie. And I'm not sure who's that there with Brian Nudie. It would be the, it's like the 41 of Michael Provolt there. And again, Hagerman just working that high side all by himself. Unfortunately, just nobody going with him. Nobody really help him out here. Now Dustin Dean jumps to the high side, falls back in line. I can't tell if Dustin's just pushing up the track a little bit, if he's trying to keep his nose clean, or if he's trying to peek out there to see what's in front of him. As now we see Brett Merle jump to the high side. Again, with no help, you just can't make anything happen up there. Here comes Hagerman, though. Another intensity car coming up to give him a hand. As we have just 20 laps to go here at iRacing Superspeedway in the opening race here in the iOS Cup Series. And so far, it's been all Colin Willems up front here. Stephen Black just kind of hanging out behind. As we saw Brett make that big move to the high side again. Trying to make something happen, but... Sorry, that was Hagerman. Trying to make something happen, just nobody wants to go with him. Well, here comes his teammate in the 23. Now we got two cars hooked up on the outside. Let's see if they can make something happen out there. While this is all going on, this second group, there is no second group. They're just falling back as these guys have kind of all spread apart back here. I don't know if somebody has some issues or what happened, but these cars are just all by themselves back here. Now, when you're not running single file, your lap times are going to fall off. As we know, we've got those two Cyclone Racing drivers sitting second and third with Stephen Black and Cody Moore. Cody Moore is the defending series champion here in the iOS series. Can those two line up and make a move to get around Colin Willems? As we have just 17 laps to go as the cars work around the lap car of Sylvain Seguin. A couple cars jumping up to that high side now. Trying to get a little draft off the lap car, see if they can move their positions up a little bit. Now it looks like it's going to work for him. As Hagerman's going to move himself up as a bunch of cars come onto pit road. Half that lead group on the pit road. Going from 240 miles an hour down to 65 is no easy feat. That's going to give Hagerman the lead with Gan Cyphers, Brett Merle, and Josh Maxwell out there. As it looks like that second group of Joe Wright, Blake Hensley, Michael Lawrence, they're all coming onto pit road as well. And your leaders here, they were last on pit road on lap number 12, and now they're coming to pit road here. Good entrance for all these guys in front. I wonder where that's going to put them in relation to the other leaders. You see them on pit road right now, where you see the 52, the 17, all just coming onto the backstretch right now. It looks like these guys are broken up quite a bit coming off of pit road. So that's going to hurt them quite a bit, not being single file in line. That could give these guys the opportunity to stay together coming off pit road. Doesn't look like that's going to happen, though. Oh, Gan Cyphers catches the pit road wall, losing it coming off of pit road. That's going to give the lead to Brandon White in the 019. who's hitting pit road now, along with Chris Wheeler and Brian Merle Jr. here, all hitting pit road. So that's going to give the lead back to, for the moment, Logan Hagerman. When it all cycles around, and Logan's got a little bit of help there. He's got that lapper there in front of him. When we look at Cody Moore, Cody Moore does not have any help right now. Same with Colin Willems back here. I mean, these guys are close to each other, but not enough to really help each other out right now. And that's going to allow Logan Hagerman to use this lap car to his advantage. As we got just 14 laps to go here. And for Hagerman, this is the best thing that he can see right now, is having this lap car in front of him, pulling him around. But it looks like these 4 cars behind, led by Cody Moore, Colin Willems, Dustin Dean, Brian Dees, these guys are hooked up now, lined up, and let's see if they can catch them. We'll have to take a look at what the times look like next time by. Take a look at the delta here. It looks like it's staying pretty even right now. Now Hagerman's pulling away from Cody Moore a little bit. So that's a live tracker right now of what the distance is in seconds back from first to second. As if we look off of the back bumper of Logan Hagerman, you can see exactly how far back that next group is. These guys are trying to do everything they can right now to stay with each other and use each other's draft to push each other along. But with 11 laps to go, these guys are running pretty much identical times to Logan Hagerman. Actually, Logan's actually running a little bit faster times. And now these guys are lined up right. And these guys are starting to reel in Logan Hagerman. Now that timing's really starting to come down. That is not what Hagerman wants to see. Hagerman would love to see another car join up with their group right here. But unfortunately for him, those 4 cars behind him are lined right up and gaining on him fast. Now just about a second with 10 laps to go back to Cody Moore from Logan Hagerman. So within 5 laps, these guys gained from 3 seconds down to 1 second. But Hagerman and the 41 here are catching some lap traffic, which they may be able to use to their advantage here. But the gap is now under a second, which means that second group now does have a sniff of their draft. Ed is going to start catching them real quick as we take a look at Hagerman's speed. You see 234, 235. Then you look at Cody Moore's speed, 240, 241. So these guys are coming in a hurry as they try to make quick work of this lap car here. And you can see they are just about there. With 8 laps to go. Cody Moore is there, and he's going to go right around Logan Hagerman here. Hagerman just a sit and duck there as he was trying to use that lap car to his advantage. But still have a lot of racing left. 3 miles in length track with 7 laps to go. That's 21 miles. A lot can happen still as Cody Moore takes the lead here with Colin Willems and Dustin Dean right behind him. So Dustin Dean having a fantastic recovery from an earlier incident, up into the 3rd spot. Brian Dees hanging around that top 5 all night long tonight. Does Logan Hagerman have anything here? Can he make his way back up to the front? Can we keep it green for 7 more laps? Anything can happen. We've seen just how quickly things can happen here as these cars are doing 240 miles an hour around iRacing Superspeedway. And that second pack, 6th on back, 6th Brett Merle, Joseph Wright, they are actually gaining on the leaders just a little bit, but unfortunately it's just a little too late as these guys are lined up now. Stephen Black back here as well. Bailey Jones having a great run in the top 10. But up front as we come to 5 laps to go, Cody Moore. Now we see that high side starting to work. Brian Dees and Logan Hagerman out on that high side. Cody Moore saw that, tries to move up there, see if he can block the energy a little bit, but they weren't close enough for him to really do any blocking. But I'm sure as it comes down to the end here, Cody Moore's going to be looking more out that mirror than he is out the windshield. As you see, Cody Moore's starting to arc it into the corner a little bit. I don't know if that's a little bit of handling or if he's just trying to put a little bit of a block or try to get a little extra speed, running it down the hill like that as we come to 4 to go. You can gain a little speed here coming what I like to call down the hill, and that's when you enter the corner high like that, then come down. The car is actually taking the banking like a hill, and it keeps your speed up. And it seems like it's working for him right now as Dustin Dean and Logan Hagerman are battling for that 3rd spot. These guys are catching up on the lap cars of Eddie Morris. The 47 of, I believe that's Michael Lawrence. Derek Chaput dives down to the bottom, gets out of the way. Actually, Eddie and Chaput just pit. With just 3 laps to go, Cody Moore hang on. Or like we saw last year with Stephen Black, is a late race caution going to ruin his night. Anything can happen here. You see Brian Dees now to the high side of Hagerman. Again, nobody going with him. He's kind of just out there all by himself right now, and Hagerman being in the draft is going to have the pull here. As Cody Moore crosses the line, 2 laps to go here at iRacing Superspeedway. Colin Willems and Dustin Dean, they're teammates. That's Apex drivers right there. in second and third. Can they team up with each other to get around that Cyclone Racing machine of Cody Moore? Or are they content sitting second and third right now? It's the opening race. You want to win the first race of the season. As they come off of turn number 4, white flag in the air. Three more miles to decide this, and here comes Dustin Dean looking to the inside of his teammate with Logan Hagerman, giving him the big shove as they go around the lap cars. And a lot of separation there between Colin Williams and Dustin Dean as they come down the backstretch for the final time. Colin Williams, Dustin Dean to the high side. That's teammates there. Cody Moore's got the preferred line on the bottom, but those two are helping each other with the big draft. Does Cody Moore have anything for him as they come down to the line? And your winner, Colin Williams, winning the opening race here in iOS Cup Series Season 3. What a great run. What a great timing there for those two Apex Racing machines to get around Cody Moore. But Cody can't be disappointed. He did everything he could, just didn't have any help there at the end to get himself around. And Brian Dees comes home in 4th, and Logan Hagerman rounds out your top 5. Well, your winner tonight, Colin Williams. First in Nudi's heart. Got the bot squad with him tonight. As Colin's getting ready to burn this thing down here on the front stretch. See the top 3 lining up for their picture. There we go. He gets looped around to get ready for his photo op here as we'll take a look at our results. Your winner tonight, Colin Williams. For Apex Racing, Dustin Dean in 2nd. Cody Moore 3rd. Brian Dees in 4th. And Logan Hagerman round out your top 5. Brett Merle having a great run in 6th. Stephen Black, Joseph Wright, Bailey Jones in 9th, and Bobby Mays coming home in 10th. 11th is going to be Blake Hensley. Gannon Cyphers in 12th. Josh Maxwell in 13th. Brandon White, Will Witt round out your top 15. Then Chris Wheeler, David Wright, Max McClure, Brian Merle Jr. and Michael Lawrence are going to round out your top 20. Derek Chaput, 2 laps down tonight with Russell Martin, Eddie Morris, Stoney Benfield, Michael Provolt. That's your top 25. And Brian Nudie, I believe he was the last car running in 26th. And Todd Mays, Sylvan Seguin, Mike Fuller Jr., Greg Froelich, Nick Mathers, Daniel Mickle, Isaiah Gill, and Kyle Mays round out your field. But your winner tonight is Colin Williams. And let's see if we can pull in our 3rd place finisher, Cody Moore. Cody, you got Josh in the booth. You got me?
You guys.
Man, tough race tonight. You led a great portion of the end there, and then you had the 2 Apex teammates team up on you there. I know Stephen Black was helping you out earlier. Doesn't look like he got off pit road as well as you did. What happened there in the pit cycle?
I think I just took less fuel than everyone else. I'm not too sure what happened there, but it really really wasn't that much of an advantage because when I came out, I was just all alone. So any time I picked up in the pits, Colin reeled me back in eventually. So yeah, I think I just took less fuel than everyone. That's the only thing I can figure.
Yeah, and other than that, once those guys teamed up, they kind of teamed up on you at the end there. Were you hoping somebody would have helped you out there, or you just didn't have anybody there who could get up to you there?
I'll be perfectly honest. I dreaded this race coming in. So like at the stage when Colin got the stage, I just kind of was happy to finish second there, and then at the end there, I knew with them being teammates, I blocked Colin just a little bit, but I knew it wasn't gonna end well if I tried to block a lot. So I just wanted to get a solid top 5 run in and to start the season and get some good momentum moving forward. Although it is hard to break the 4 in a row streak.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations on the podium here in third. Anybody you want to, any shout outs you want to give tonight? Anybody you want to thank?
Yeah, I want to shout out to my beautiful wife, my kids, my mom who's in the hospital. She's okay though. My dad, anybody watching on Intensity Broadcasting, Max, my teammates, and just you guys for doing a great job in the booth week in, week out.
Well, awesome job, man. And I'm sure we'll see a lot more to come as the season goes on.
Yeah.
That was Cody Moore, our second place finisher. Let's talk to our third place finisher. Let's talk to our second place finisher here, Dustin Dean. Dustin, you got Josh in the booth. You got me?
Loud and clear, Josh.
Man, great run tonight, coming home in second. You know, I saw when the two Apex cars were lined up there and Cody was all by himself, I figured you guys were going to do exactly what you did and take the win there. Did you have anything for Colin there, or was that just get the team the win and, do what you can for the team?
Well, Josh, when I wake up in the morning, I know I'm excellent, and so I figured let's throw one to Colin this time and let him have a win.
Got it. So great race though overall. Seemed like the beginning of the race you're trying to get that outside line to work, and nobody really wanted to go with you. Was there something out there if you get a couple cars lined up, or was it just the inside was the place to be?
Well, the inside was the place to be, but man, I can't just sit back here in 7th place and not try something. And so, yeah, I kept trying to go out there and see what I can do. I made a couple moves and made it work, but most of the time, no, you couldn't, unless you had 3 or 4 cars, you couldn't do it. Unless you're Cody on the last lap and sitting by yourself. But other than that, no, the inside line is definitely the place to be here.
Awesome. Well, congratulations on the runner-up finish tonight. Anybody you'd like to thank? Any shout-outs you got to give?
You, Josh. It feels good to talk to you again, buddy.
It's been a while.
Too long. No, I got to thank my Apex Racing team, man. Josh, Maxwell, Colin Willems. Great team, great group of guys. Missing Craig Schroeder tonight. But he'll be back with us next week, and we'll move forward. Should be a good season.
Awesome, man. Well, again, congratulations on second place. Apex looking strong to start the season, and maybe we'll talk to you again next week.
That is correct. Also, got to thank my smoking hot wife. Josh, you about let me forget that, man.
I wanted to see how far you were going to get before saying anything. I want to see you in the doghouse tonight.
Oh, man, I'll be there, man. Y'all have a good night. Appreciate it.
Have a good one. And finally, your winner tonight, Colin Willems. Colin, you got Josh in the booth. You got me?
Mr. Hall, how you doing?
I am doing well. Congratulations on the win. First win of the season. Season number 3 in iOS. And, man, it seemed like those Apex cars, once they got lined up, you guys were pretty strong there. And with Cody with no help, that's kind of what you were hoping for, right?
Yeah, you got to watch out for Apex this year, like I said. But, no, yeah, Cody knew he was in trouble there with me and Dustin right behind him. But, he races clean and, let the cards play out.
Yeah, and it seemed like from the start you were staying up front. Didn't have the support from the bot squad as much as you normally tonight. They were rooting for Nick, who had some issues there.
Yeah, no, I'm going to have to go back and see what happened to Nick. But, yeah, it's too bad for him. I know he was really looking forward to this race and this series. So, yeah, I mean, I'm sure he'll get him next week.
Yeah, he was caught up in an early one. A lot of good drivers caught up really early in this race, and but it seemed like staying up front was kind of the key to success here. Is being up front, you didn't have to worry about the wrecks.
Usually is. If you're fortunate enough to qualify well, it typically bodes well as long as you don't make any major mistakes yourself.
Yeah, and I learned a lot I can carry over to tomorrow night in the Truck Series race, which I'm looking forward to running in. But again, congratulations on your win here. Anybody you'd like to shout out? Any thanks you want to give?
I'd like to thank Cassie as always. Those of the bot squad who are on board. No, just kidding. I'll thank all the bot squad. I'll thank Nick, even though we're competitors now. Thank Dustin, Apex Racing, Josh Maxwell. We had a good night, lots of good chatter, and good teamwork to get Apex to 1 and 2.
Nice. And next week we move on to the road course. Are you looking forward to that?
I am not, as I never do, but I'm sure I'll muscle through it as long as I, keep it on the track pointed the right way. I'll be happy.
Well, you got that win. You're locked into the playoffs already. That must be a good feeling to have as you move forward.
Absolutely.
Well, congratulations again, and I'm sure we'll be talking to you again quite a bit this season.
Hope so. Thanks a lot, Josh.
So there you have it, your winner, Colin Willems. Not looking forward to the road course next week. Next week we'll be at Daytona, but not on the Superspeedway or in the Oval. We'll be on the road course there, which I know some of the guys who had a rough night tonight, guys like Brian Nudie, Stephen Black, looking forward to that road course next week. So join us here again on Intensity, here on Twitch, on YouTube, on Facebook, on iRacing TV. If you're not sure what that is, check them out on the Fire Stick and Roku TV. That is eSpace Racing TV. Just another way that you can watch on the big screen as opposed to having to watch on a small device or streaming from your phone to your TV. However you watch, you can actually load it up right there. So check us out there, as well as check us out on Twitter, Intensity Broad 1. Trying to get those followers up. I know Hatley's been posting up some posts the last couple days, so go ahead and jump on there, comment. Let us know who you're rooting for the rest of the season. Tell us what you want to see. Again, my name's Josh Hall. I'm here with Intensity Broadcasting. Join us tomorrow night for the iOS Truck Series as they take on the iRacing Superspeedway. You'll have Atley Atman-Weiss with the call on that one. And as Atley would say, over and out.